What was I gonna talk? I had this whole thing planned out, and I was gonna say stuff. And then this guy's letting me go. Thank you. Okay. Anyways, I had this whole thing planned out about like when it comes to like do things that you like. Okay, well let me think of a good way to okay. So I'm a person who's reluctant to do things that they want to do. So this is like to help. This is like for those people who just like they'll do the things they want to do on a whim. This won't really apply to you. But I mean, like, listen anyways if you want, because like maybe it'll help apply to someone that you know. You know, people like there's you probably know someone like me, and the way they want to do things, but they're like they don't really go do the things they want to do. They just sort of like it takes a lot of time for them to do even like the things that they've wanted to do for a while. They're like reluctant on to like go do them at first, but after the first time it makes it easier. So I take it that was like a very good explanation of the type of, that's like a good summarization of the type of person I am. It's like, I know it seems hard at first, but it's like, I don't know, just the simplest things, like, it's, in your head, it's not as, you make, that's like, you sort of like make it out to be a bigger deal than, well, I'm saying you, but I mean me, but I'm applying this to like, you might, if you get what I'm saying. Hopefully I haven't lost anybody, but it's like there's something that you want to go do, but you feel more comfortable with people around. It's like anytime I'm at my house or anything, it's like I always have some sort of audio, some sort of like stimulus going at a certain time. It's like I don't say I never, I rarely just have nothing really going on and just sort of like sitting there doing not much. I would say that's very important to just like sit around, like not do anything, just take time to think, like meditate and everything. Ugh, sorry. I know the word like meditate can like turn some people off and everything, like, oh, meditation, It's like, yeah, I'm gonna unlock my key, all that sort of stuff. But it's not that sort of thing that movies appropriated to like. People will use it to, well, not people, like, in movies and everything, they use it as, like, a plot device, sort of, to unlocking more potential and everything, which is true, because with the help of meditation, you can unlock your, increase your potential for success and everything. But, I was thinking more in the way of, like, it does that. Also, just like it helps relieve tension and everything for like different stresses that you might be going through at a specific time. But anyways, what I was getting to, which I don't remember what I was getting to, but I'm gonna keep on dribbling on words out of my mouth until right now, because now I remember what it was that I was going to start talking about. Doing things on your own. It's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't have I wouldn't say I'm not motivated, it's not that, I'm just not very confident in myself, and I'm very reluctant to do things, just, that's part of my nature, unless it's something that, like, I crave, then I'll do it, like a normal person would do things. It's like, I don't know, it's just, even the simplest things, like, I don't know, like going out to go swim. Really nice day, beautiful day. You want to spend the day outside. So it's like you think, oh, what a like good day to go hiking or swimming or something like that, and you can't get any of like your friends or any acquaintances to go with you. Don't be afraid to go by yourself, because if you go by yourself, you're just like doing your own thing. Like, just talk to the people who are there. I'm sure it's like, it doesn't matter who you're with or if you're with anyone. Those experiences that like might help you gain more understanding of your like subconscious behavior and like the things you do without thinking about it, and like you know, the way you act whenever you aren't like trying to make a decision, if you get what I'm like getting at, like those sort of actions and everything. It's like if you look back on them, like, self-reflection and everything, it can help improve your character and everything. But the part that I was trying to get to is, like, don't be afraid to push yourself to do the things that you don't, like, you want to do, but don't make excuses like, yeah, I'll do it in a little bit, and then it's the end of the day and you just don't do it. Or, like, don't use the excuse of, if you're, like, for example, if you're not working that day and you want to go do something, and you're like, yeah, but there's this other thing that I want to do later. You do not realize how much time you have in a day to do the things that you want to do. A day off from work can feel like 2 to 3, depending on how, like, just how you choose to spend your time. I know, like, you could wake up, like, go to the gym or something, like, do your normal morning routine, and you're like, okay, well, here's another day. Then, like, if it's a nice day outside, go to the park or go hiking, go for a swim or something. Just, like, experience nature and, like, all the things around you that you take for granted. And then, you know, like, go do something else, and then, like, do a couple of things in a day. You don't necessarily have to even pay to do something. Just, like, maybe you, like, go swimming, like, then you go for a walk in the park or whatever, then you go jogging or, like, skateboarding or, like, something like that, or biking or whatever, and then it's like you meet friends later for, like, lunch and movie or dinner and movie or something, and, like, you go home, like, get on your computer or, like, do something else that you like to do in your spare time, like sewing or read a book or anything, and then by the end of the day or even in the middle of it, you're gonna be like, wow, I can't believe it's only, like, 2 o'clock and I've already done all this stuff. It's just, like, it's a feeling that you will get that really, it's like, it's a very nice feeling. But back to, like, when I was saying don't be afraid to do things by yourself, it's like, just because you are by yourself doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna have a bad experience. Like, don't be afraid to, like, you're out somewhere, you're having a good time and everything, you're seeing other people around you, it's like, you know, try and start conversations with people and everything. It's like, it's easier than it seems, because I would say most people are, like, at least where I live, because I live in, like, the Asheville area and, like, Hendersonville sort of stuff, but yeah, I would say, just because the people around here that's what I'm using as reference whenever I say people in general, I mean the people around where I live. I'm not sure if you could see that, but it is 8:22 and the moon's out. That's kind of cool to me. But, I don't know, I just like that sort of stuff where it's like, I don't know, just sort of like, that sort of feeling. If you probably understand what I mean. Maybe you didn't even see the moon, or you barely saw it. I don't know. But it's just like, those sort of things can really, like, you know what I mean, all that sort of stuff. It's just, the little things will make the biggest of difference, as long as you have a positive outlook towards it. And that applies to, like, multiple things. Like, if you're ever, like, making excuses about starting to exercise, like, or doing something to, like, get in better shape, or there's someone that you, like, a girl you like that you, like, you're afraid she doesn't know you're there or anything like that, don't be afraid to put yourself out there, because you'll never have the positive effects of doing something that takes the slightest bit of courage if you never do them. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a given, but it's like, it's harder than it seems to just do those simple things. And everyone who, like, I can relate to that sort of thing, because that's how I was, and that's how I still am. It's like, I'm very reluctant to, like, go up to someone and say, hey, how you doing? Or, like, but I don't know, that's just because I'm very, what is it? I'm like a self-sustaining person. Like, I sort of live off myself. Like, not literally, it's like, but I mean, like, socially I live off myself. I never really had that many friends when I was in school, so it's sort of like, it programmed me to be that way, where I don't need a lot of people, but it's like, it's still a very nice feeling to just, like, have a pleasant conversation with a stranger. It's just something else. It's not necessarily that you're ever going to have to talk to that person again. It's just, if you're ever on Reddit and you see, like, mildly interesting, it's like, you'll have interesting conversations with people that you would have never met before if you never, like, said the little thing. It's like, was it earlier today? I was doing, like, essentially it's like a cold, like, ice bath or something. I, like, dived into the base of the waterfall and, like, stood at the base of the waterfall letting cold water run over me for 5 minutes. And then whenever I got out, the guy said, looked a little cold, and like just started a genuine conversation. You find out so much about like these different things that you would never know about if it wasn't for the little interactions like that bring you so much more knowledge. It's those little things that people need to be more open towards. I mean, I'm not saying say hi to every stranger you see on the street, but if you have a mild interest in something you see someone's doing, it's like, if you can tell it's their hobby, then they're probably going to be more than happy to talk about it if you're interested in it, because that's one thing that you're talking to someone about like their passion. You're talking to someone about what drives them, what makes them like something they work towards, something that they feel accomplished with whenever they're done with, or like they feel better about themselves whenever they do it. And that just like, you're getting people whenever they're at their best, I would say. Well, not even like if they weren't at their best, like they were having a bad day and everything, they're doing that, and you're like, just a complete stranger, perfect mood, just comes up and says, hey, what you doing? And then they're like, oh, they start to explain it, and then it's like, it's sort of, for me at least, it helps you vent. It's like, you're not talking about the problems that you're having in life, but it's like, you get to have interaction with a human being who's treating you like a human being, who has interest in everything that you're saying.